welcome to my channel, Mandy Mais, where I talk about my adventures of a Brazilian living in Canada. If you don't know my channel and you're here for the first time, please subscribe. And I'm here with Marina from the YouTube channel Dating Beyond Borders. Welcome, Marina.
Hey guys.
If you're seeing this video right now in my channel, it means there's another video on Marina's channel, Dating Beyond Borders. So please go there and check because we're doing a very exciting experiment.
And we're not going to tell you what it is unless you come to the channel and you check it out for yourself.
So go there and subscribe. So guys, this is the second video we are filming. So if you didn't see the other one, please click here somewhere and go check it right now.
Yeah, because it's a good video.
So Marina, just tell us a little bit about your channel.
So my channel focuses on dating around the world. We focus on body language, on dating etiquette, how to date different cultures, including Brazilian.
We ended up meeting here on YouTube Space and we are shooting here today. So
this is really special.
So basically the first video was more about dating, and today we're talking more about long-term relationships and like the rituals to get engaged and things like that. It can be different. I don't know. We'll find out. So I got a question. That is where people generally meet each other. How can you find a date, right? A partner.
Yeah. People generally meet online.
Yeah.
That's the best place to meet people because in a big city in North America, people are not very social and they're not very open. They wouldn't talk to each other on the street, never almost, unless they're crazy. And or you know, even in a bar, you need to get really drunk in order to talk to someone. So internet is the best option unless you meet them through friends. Really, that's the way it is. Friends is another option. Friends is another option. If you have good friends, you have parties to go to, women are gonna most likely open up to you way more, and men are gonna be friendlier, and you know, everyone's just gonna be a little bit more relaxed.
What about work? Does it ever happen, or is it more like it's work?
Well, here with a country that is, you know, sexual harassment is a big thing.
Yeah.
I would say yes, but it's not a very good place to meet.
Yeah, that's true, guys. It's something that you guys have to pay attention as to what you do here, because some things like in Brazil are normal, but here they are not. Like in Brazil, people touch and massage their co-workers, and don't do that here.
Don't do that.
That's harassment, right?
No.
So like that's one big example that I've seen happening many times, being HR and all. So another thing that it was asked was, people think that people that you meet in a club are not good for dating. Is there like the same stigma here?
Yeah, for sure. I think people that go to clubs, I think this is around the world actually. Like people that you meet in a club are just not, they're like hookup material. They're like sex material. So you wouldn't consider them as something serious. Actually, people say this all the time. Like you don't go to a club or even to a bar to meet people. I think in a bar you can meet somebody, but in a club, never. No.
Another thing. Do people tend to get married, or is very popular, normal here for people to live together? I can give an example. I know more than one couple that they have kids and they call each other boyfriend and girlfriend and they don't get married.
Yes. I think common law marriage, which is living together without signing the papers, is very common. And people do this for years. You know, they do this for 10 years and they say my partner and I, because they live together and they don't get married. It's very, very common. I personally don't like it.
When they don't get married but they live together, do they use some sort of ring, like a commitment ring or something?
No.
Okay.
I don't know, unless they're engaged.
In Brazil, people, if they start dating, they buy a commitment ring. It's not golden, it's more like silver, and they start wearing that, so it's really popular.
No.
People are very big on wearing rings.
No commitments here.
Okay, so since we're talking about like engagement and getting married, what is the ritual here? Because, for example, that's what my husband was saying. He was noticing that man doesn't wear a ring. I don't know if it's because people don't get married so much or what. It's interesting. I don't know. Now I'm obsessed about looking at people's hands.
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure on this one. Like, I know you get engaged and then you wear the rings. I know the woman wears the ring. I'm not 100% sure because I've seen men with rings here, but I think a woman's not going to kill them if he takes it off. Like, I don't think people wear them all the time.
Yeah, in Brazil they would.
I mean, like, because the jealousy is not as big here as it is in Brazil. So she's not going to be like, oh, you took it off because you want another woman. Like, she's not going to say that usually. And you're right. Yeah, it's not a big deal here, really.
Do you know something?
Yeah,
well,
Andrew,
my parents
tell
are
us.
married, and they're both Canadian, and they wear their rings all the time.
So there you go. And so I'm thinking maybe it's the older generation.
So how long after they're dating people tend to get engaged, and how long after they're engaged they tend to get married, and what do they do? Like, I've seen in movies that the diamond ring, it's really important here. It doesn't exist in Brazil. Like, the diamond ring must be X amount of your salary or whatever. I've heard that, and I don't know if that's true.
Well, okay, so I feel like there's not that many rules about how long you should be engaged for before you get married. I think people can be engaged for a couple of months or a couple of years, so it's like they decide what they want to do. So this really depends. I think for the engagement ring, usually it doesn't have to be diamond, like if you have no money, but yeah, it's some sort of like a stone or something like that. And for the wedding ring, I feel like in Canada, it really depends. Really, this is a tough question because I think people have so many different preferences and rules here.
But just one more question. Do they wear, like the women, 2 rings, the engagement and the marriage?
I think they just wear the marriage ring. No, they wouldn't wear
Just
the engagement.
one.
Just one, yeah.
Okay.
Which one for the other?
Yeah, it's same in Brazil.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about fidelity.
Yeah.
And being possessive and everything else, and like taking off the ring, and I feel like this is a bit different. Like in Brazil we have shows on TV that's test of fidelity. I don't know if that's for real or if it's all set up, but anyways, they have this because it's so big.
I mean, I'm actually doing a video next on how faithful and unfaithful countries are around the world, and it's all researched. And of course, Latin America's way higher because of what you just said.
In being unfaithful?
In being unfaithful. The highest is Colombia, by the way. But yeah, I think for sure men and women are very equal here. And so if the man cheats, you're not supposed to turn a blind eye to it. No one's going to be like, oh, it's okay, all men cheat, just deal with it. Yeah. Generally, it's like you would get really upset if someone cheats on you.
Sure.
It's not in the culture here to do that. Of course, people still do it.
Yeah.
But it's not a regular occurrence that a man goes out and he's allowed these privileges that a woman isn't.
Yeah.
I think both partners can cheat on each other.
Yeah.
And that does happen.
You kind of touched upon that subject, but I want to get a little bit deeper. Like possessiveness. When I'm talking to my Canadian friends and they're inviting me out, it's obvious in the conversation that we are scheduling something for us. And if my husband's to be invited, then like we'll talk about it. But first it's us. In Brazil, generally when you have a companion or, you know, a spouse or date or whatever, it isn't like implicit that everybody's going out. And I felt that here's the contrast. I don't know if it's my experience or if it's the way it is.
People here really need their personal space. So, like you see this even with families. Families don't live together after a certain age. If you're dating a woman, she's not going to be like, I need to be everywhere with you. Generally, people do go out and do their own things.
Okay.
You know, they can even travel alone, and that's fine. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely very different.
Yeah,
like that.
traveling alone in Brazil, I think it would be really weird.
Would a guy be like,
if you're married?
Yeah?
I think so.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe if you have a good friend, it would be normal.
Yeah, maybe here as well, but I think people do it a lot more here than...
I think so.
Because they trust each other. Like, they trust each other. They think, okay, well, I think it's okay that they're going out with their friends. They're not going to do anything.
Final question. So that's an interesting one. So basically, I was trying to explain to Marina, in Brazil, we have places called motels that people go to have sex. Motels in Canada and in the US, they are more like a road, a hotel in a road that you can park, and you know, it's like a family place. But in Brazil, motels, you go when you want to have sex, and like your living situation then doesn't allow you to do it. Is there something like this here?
Yes, motels are seen as very seedy. Very, I guess seedy is a word that
they don't know, probably don't
means
know.
Dirty and just has a really bad connotation to it. And so people generally live by themselves. So it's not an issue. Like if I would be dating someone and he's 25 and older and he lives with his family, I'm okay with it, but most women wouldn't be very impressed. And so people just expect each other to either, you know, live with a friend or with someone, but have that space to invite you over.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't need a motel. People are pretty independent, so you don't need the pay-per-hour motels unless you're both like, I don't know, you're cheating on your husband or your wife. There it is again.
Yeah. So you have to remember that here people go to university and they generally move to other places, and you know they start leaving their houses really early. Right?
Yeah, it's very accepted that someone needs to move away from their family. Otherwise, they're they're not gonna be dating a lot. Like a
See, that's why they move. They want to date.
That's exactly the reason also they move, because they want that space, right?
Guys, I hope that Marina has answered your questions, and of course they can leave more, right?
Of course, leave more. I'll try to understand what you're saying if you write in Portuguese. If you can, write in English so I can understand you better and I can better answer your question. But yeah, feel free to ask me anything else that I haven't covered in this interview.
So guys, I hope you have enjoyed it, and please like
and share Mandy's channel.
Exactly, and subscribe, right?
Subscribe,
please.
like, share.
So, kiss and goodbye.
Ciao.
Yay!